Hi, and welcome back to another Sales Connect tutorial. My name is Joshua, and I'm going to be talking you through how to use the Sales Connect app activity screen. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and click on our Sales Connect app, and it's going to open. Now, as in the last tutorial, we logged in with our past information. It has now saved that, so all we have to do is click on the password field. And when Google prompted us to save our details last time, we selected yes. So as you can see, if I click on that, it automatically fills in my password. Alternatively, you could just type in your password manually. You're then going to go and press this green tick button at the bottom right hand corner and then select login. And now it has taken us to the activities screen. And as you can see, it's just loaded 4 activities that we have saved on that screen. So it's displayed the activity screen in a monthly view. And you can see all these red squares on the 8th, 18th, 21st and 29th respectively are showing our activities. Now if we wanted to navigate the screen, we would swipe left to see any future months. So now you can see it's changed to July 2020, and we would swipe right to see any past months. So I'm back to June, and then I could see May if I so wished. Now, if I wanted to see the entire year, as opposed to just 1 month, and now we're using a handheld device, in this case I'm using a virtual device on a PC, in this case I would just double click on June and it takes me to the full year. However, if you're on a handheld device, what you would want to do is place 2 fingers on the screen and pinch inwards, and it would show you the entire year calendar. Then if I wanted to go back to a particular month, you would either click on it, or alternatively, you could put 2 fingers on that month and then zoom inwards, and it would take you to that month. As you can see, I am now in August. Although for the case of the tutorial, I'm going to go back to the month of June so I can show you some more useful information. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the salesperson activities are displayed on each respective day by red squares with the beginning of their name next to them, as you can see. In this case, you can see it has the beginning of on-site inspection. Yes, there we go. Now, as you saw, if I selected a activity, it opens up a quick view of the activity. It then shows me the basic information for that activity, such as the name, the company, and a brief note as well as the time of that activity. Now, the current day will always be displayed in a particular colour. In this case, it's the turquoise, which is the 17th of June. And as you can see, that's displayed in a turquoise colour. Now, if I were to display, I apologise, if I were to select another day, it would display that day in a grey colour. Now, if there was a period where you did not have internet connection, what you're going to want to do is press this red refresh button at the top right-hand corner, and that would update your calendar with any new information that's been added to the CRM since you didn't have internet. However, in this case, nothing is updated, as I have had internet this entire time. Now, if you wanted to filter by activity type, what you do is select the second icon in the top right-hand corner, one to the left of the refresh button, and that is the filter button. Now, what that does is it gives you the option to filter by any of these particular fields. So if we wanted to filter by on-site inspection, we would go ahead and select that. Now, what it does is it removes any of the activities that were not, in fact, on-site inspections. As you can see, we are only left with an activity on the 8th, as well as an activity on the 29th, both of which are on-site inspections. Now, if we wanted to remove that filter, what we would do is select the icon to the left of the filter icon, which is the remove filter icon. So if I click that, what it does is it removes the filters, and now you can see that I have our previous 2 activities back on the calendar. Now, as you saw me briefly mention earlier, if I select any one of these activities, it brings up what we call the quick activity view, or the quick view activity information. And we briefly went over the fact that it has the name of the activity, the name of the company, as well as a brief comment and the time that that takes place. Now, if we wanted to see more detailed information and analysis of this information, what we would do is go ahead and click on that pop-up that's occurred when we clicked on the day, and then it shows us more information about that activity. Again, showing us the activity name, the company name, a brief comment, as well as the date, time, case information, case date, and customer information, such as the activity I apologize, the company name, as well as the representative of that company and their address, telephone number, and email. In this case, we don't actually have an address, but that's all right. We could add that later if we so wish, which we'll go over in another video. Now, if you wanted to call that person, you would then click on the telephone number, and on your mobile device, it would take you to your phone app, at which point you could then click this green button, and that would call them. So I'm just going to click the bottom right-hand corner, and that's going to take us back to the Activities app, or the Sales Connect Activities app. Then if we wanted to email this person, we would then follow through with the same concept that we utilized for the phone number, and we would click on the email address and it would take us straight to our Gmail app. Now, this blue icon at the bottom right-hand corner would be if I wanted to edit this in any way. So if I select that, it then gives me the option to add a photo, to add notes, or such as the address, for example, if we wanted to do that, or to go on to the next activity. However, at this point in time, I don't need to utilize any of those, and so I'm just going to press this blue X at the bottom right-hand corner to get rid of those options. Now, in this case, this activity is complete, and so it's lacking one option which other activities that are not complete will have, and that is a button which will appear at the bottom of the activity screen. So if we go out of this activity and into something else, like the activity on the 29th, this on-site inspection, we clicked on the pop-up, brought up the information, and you can see that there's another button at the bottom left-hand corner saying Start Activity. Now, when you want to, in fact, start the activity, or if that activity is started, you're going to click that button, at which point it's going to change to an End Activity option. And when the activity is finished, you can just select End Activity. At which point you will no longer be able to edit that activity. Then we're going to go back to our activities screen, and sometimes that button is going to be slightly different. So instead of saying Start Activity, it would say Start Travel. Now this would be the case for an on-site meeting. As you can see now, the button says Start Travel, and if you were to select that, it then gives the option to add the vehicle reg, and that's the registration number of the car, as well as the odometer. And you can do that just before you travel, at which point you would say save, or alternatively, if you'd accidentally clicked on that, you can then say cancel, and it would take you back to the previous screen. And now we're going to go back to our overall view, so we're just going to press the button in the top left-hand corner. Right, and as you can see, now we are back at the activity screen, and that just about sums up everything that we needed to know for the activity screen. My name is Joshua, and I will see you in your next Sales Connect video tutorial.